So collected most important questions from 15th group. We will discuss now. Just you focus here. So, the 15th group, the questions. What type of, mainly for mains and advanced level here. MSET level also it will be useful. First question, 58 group elements generally known as nicogens. So why? Because they are having a poisonous in nature, suffocating in nature. Nicogen means some suffocating in nature. This is why you can call nicogens. The most abundant element in the earth crust among the following is. Among the following means here among the 15th group elements. So phosphorus is the most abundant among the 15th group elements. The oxidation state of nitrogen in fractional value. Where you can observe the fractional value for nitrogen, hydroxylamine. What is the hydroxylamine? NH2OH. What is the oxidation state of nitrogen here? -1 oxidation state. Hydrojoic acid, N3H. Here the oxidation state is -1/3. -1/3 means this is a fractional. And nitrate ion nothing but NO3 minus, where the oxidation state of nitrogen is +5. And hydrazine is N2H4, where the oxidation state of nitrogen is -2. So in case of hydrojoic acid, it is fractional value. Next, laughing gas. Which is a laughing gas? Nitrous oxide is called laughing gas. What is the chemical formula? N2O. The oxide of nitrogen which has 3 electron bond in its structure, that is nitric oxide. So nitrogen double bond oxygen, and we know that nitrogen total 5 valency electrons. In that 5, 2 can form the bond, but that second bond can form with 3 electrons instead of 2 electrons. This electron also involved in the bond formation. That is for nitric oxide. The remaining cases, that is common only. Oxide of nitrogen which has a 3 electron bond in the structure. This also you should remember. Which of the following exist as a dimer? NO due to the presence of unpaired electron, and NO2 also present unpaired electron. These two exist in the dimeric form due to the sharing of these unpaired electrons. And P2O3 it exists in the dimer form, P2O3 and P2O4. So all exist in the dimer forms. Nitrogen cannot form pentahalides. Why? The reason is due to the absence of d orbitals. Vacant d orbital. I think here it is missed at some point. It should be vacant d orbitals. So option 2 here. Nitrogen atom has no vacant d orbitals in valency shell. So maximum valency is 4 only. That is why. Iron is rendered passive in nature. Passivity. With which one? With concentrated nitric acid, it will show the passive nature. Iron and aluminium also. Why they will show the passivity? Why? Because they will form protective oxide layer over the metal surface. And due to that protective oxide layer, the further reaction with iron and nitric acid will be ceased due to that protected layer. That is called passivity. So option 3 here. The industrial preparation of nitric acid by Ostwald process involves. What is the first step in the Ostwald process? Ammonia, if we treat with oxygen, first it will give the nitric oxide. This is the first step. And this nitric oxide further it can react with oxygen, it will form nitrogen dioxide, that finally will give the nitric acid. So here they are asking the first step. Industrial preparation of nitric acid, Ostwald process involves about a reduction of ammonia, oxidation of ammonia, hydrogenation, hydrolysis. What happens in the first step? Addition of oxygen means oxidation process. Oxidation of ammonia. Next, nitrolim. It is a chemical composition. It is a mixture of calcium cyanamide and graphite mixture is called nitrolim. So very, very important. Next, which is used to produce smoke screens. So mostly the application of phosphine, both home signals and smoke screens. How will you get the phosphine? From calcium phosphide. Calcium phosphide and hydrolysis can give the phosphine that we will use in the smoke screens. So option 2 here. P4O10 is the anhydride of. Means just hydrolyze this P4O10 we will get phosphoric acid. So we can say that P4O10 is the anhydride of phosphoric acid. Which of the following is not correct? Hydrolysis of NCl3 gives NH3 and HOCl. And NH3 is less stable than pH3. Generally, hydrostability top to bottom decreases. So, this is less stable means this is not correct. And ammonia is a weak reducing agent compared to phosphine. Top to bottom, reducing nature increases, that we know. So, it is correct only. And nitric oxide is a solid state exhibiting diamagnetic. We know that NO2. It can undergo dimerization. This is also correct. So only the second one is not correct. So why? Because this is more stable than pH3. So this is answer. Next, oxy acids of phosphorus which exist as a dimer in vapor phase. Which will exist as a dimer? Oxy acids is a hydrophosphorus acid, pyrophosphoric acid, peroxyphosphoric acid, and metaphosphoric acid. We know that metaphosphoric acid can exist in the polymeric form, that is a dimer, trimer, tetramer. How it is a dimeric form? Metaphosphoric acid, how it looks? HPO3 taken twice. What is the structure of this one? The dimeric state, the dimer form, it is like this. We have two POP linkages in its dimer form. This is the structure of HPO3 in dimeric state. Salt of the following is used as a water softener. Which one? Which is salt? Colgan. So it is a sodium metaphosphate. Here metaphosphoric acid, it can give the salt of sodium metaphosphate, NaPO3. And this hexamer of NaPO3 is called Colgan, that we can use for the water softening. To remove the permanent hardness, we will use this Colgan. Isn't it? Among the following, an acidic salt is. Which is acidic salt? Acidic salt means what? It should give further H plus ion, which can ionize further. Yes, so NaH2PO2. There is no ionizable hydrogens here. Why? Because these two hydrogen directly attached to the phosphorus. And here NaH2PO3. And in case of a phosphoric acid, only two hydrogens are ionizable in nature, in that one of the hydrogen is replaceable by sodium. So one more hydrogen should be there to replace further. And here we'll get the further NaHPO3 minus H plus. So it can give the ions further like this. So we can say that this is acidic salt. Whereas Na2HPO3. So further, this hydrogen anyhow directly linked to the phosphorus. Na3PO4, no hydrogens here. So option 2. it is an acidic salt. Next, when a mixture of ammonia and air is passed over a heated platinum gauge at 800 degrees centigrade, it produces. This is same. The preparation of nitric acid. In that ammonia, if you treat with platinum gauge, what will get? Nitric oxide. There is a preparation of nitric acid. In that first step, you will get the nitric oxide, NO. Here, moles of oxygen that can oxidize 1 mole of ammonia to NO. Again, you write that Ostwald process, ammonia. When you treat with oxygen, we will get NO. But if you see the balanced equation here, 4 moles of ammonia can react with 5 moles of oxygen and it can form 4 moles of nitric oxide plus water. We will get it. Six moles of water. Here they are asking moles of oxygen that can oxidize 1 mole of ammonia. Here 4 moles of ammonia required, actually 5 moles of oxygen. But 1 mole of ammonia required how much? 1.25 moles. This is also very important. Next, NO2 cannot be obtained by heating. See here, potassium nitrate. Alkali metal salts, if we heat it, just we will get metal nitrates. We will give potassium nitrate plus oxygen. And the remaining second group and this lead, copper and mercury, they can produce the metal oxides and nitrogen dioxide. And this also can give the nitrogen dioxide, and it also on heating can give nitrogen dioxide. So where we will not get the nitrogen dioxide? In first case, potassium nitrate does not produce nitrogen dioxide. It can give oxygen. This is a thermal decomposition reactions of the metal nitrates. Which of the following is rendered passive only by concentrate? Just now we have discussed that iron and aluminium. Aluminium also shows the passivity towards concentrated nitric acid. Same explanation here also. It can form protected oxide layer over the aluminium, so that further renders the reaction between concentrated nitric acid and aluminium. Which of the following acids forms 3 series of salts? 3 series of salts means what? It should have 3 ionizable hydrogen. Then only it can form 3 series of salts. Among the given phosphorus oxyacid, which is having the basicity 3 and its basicity is 1. So it has only one ionizable hydrogen, means it can form only one type of salt. H3BO3, again it is also monobasic acid. It also can form only one type of the salt. H3PO3, it can form 3 types of the salts. Again H3PO3 can form 2 types of the salt. Just now we have discussed this H3PO3. H3PO4 case, we have the salts like first one H2PO4 minus, next HPO4 2 minus, and PO4 3 minus. So these are the 3 different types of salts you will get it. In that first 2 are acidic salts and this one is the normal salt. Next, the strong reducing behavior of H3PO2. Generally, the reducing behavior of phosphorus oxyacids can be explained based on the number of pH bonds. We can explain the reducing nature based on the number of pH bonds. So more the number of pH bonds, more reducing character. H3PO2. You can see its structure. It has two phosphorus hydrogen bonds. And these two phosphorus hydrogen bonds are responsible for the reducing behavior of H3PO2. So that is due to the presence of one OH and two pH. Actually, due to the two pH, there is no reducing behavior due to the OH. We have the reducing behavior due to pH bonds only. But H3PO2 contains one POH, one OH bond and two pH bonds. Nothing but POH bond. It's also very, very important. Next 23. On heating, lead nitrate forms oxides of nitrogen and lead. The oxides formed are, just now we have discussed it, that when lead nitrate, if we heat it, it will give the nitrogen dioxide and lead monoxide. Just now we checked that lead nitrate can give these two type of oxides. Which of the following elements does not show allotropy? In case of 15th group, nitrogen doesn't show the allotropy in gaseous state, but in solid state it can exhibit the allotropy. But normal existence in elemental state, it will not show the allotropy. It is also very important. The maximum covalency of nitrogen. What is the maximum covalency? 4. Again, the reason due to the absence of vacant d orbitals. The reason is due to absence of vacant d. It cannot expand its octet configuration. Which of the following statement is wrong? Single nitrogen-nitrogen bond is stronger than single PP bond. And as you can see here, we know that nitrogen-nitrogen bond, and if we compare, and phosphorus-phosphorus bond. Here nitrogen, it carries one lone pair and it is also one lone pair. In case of phosphorus, it also carries one lone pair. But due to the smaller size, the electron density is more on this nitrogen compared to the phosphorus. Phosphorus is a larger size, so we have the vacant d orbital, and this lone pair can diffuse into the larger size. Now we can see more inter-electron repulsions between the nitrogen-nitrogen electrons, lone pairs. But in case of phosphorus, less inter-electron repulsions. So more inter-electron repulsions causes weaker bond, means longer bond length. And phosphorus less inter-electron repulsions, stronger bond. So the bond strength should be like this. Phosphorus bond is stronger than the nitrogen bond. Generally, second period elements, single bond is weaker than the third period. You can observe similarly with oxygen, and sulfur also. Here sulfur bond is stronger than the oxygen. Similarly, fluorine bond is weaker if you compare to the chlorine bond. And this is also very, very important. Fluorine and chlorine. Again, due to the, in case of fluorine, we have the 3 lone pair electrons and a smaller size. That is why more inter-electron repulsions we can observe in case of fluorine than chlorine. The same reason here, oxygen 2 lone pairs, and here also 2 lone pairs. So this is only single bond. We should not consider that nitrogen triple bond. Don't take nitrogen triple bond with phosphorus single bond. You should not compare like this. If you compare like this, anyhow nitrogen triple bond is stronger. Even if you compare to the oxygen double bond. But we are comparing only single bond here. Next statement, you can check other statements also. pH3 can act as a ligand in the formation of coordination compound with the transition. Yes, this is correct. It can act as a ligand due to the presence of lone pair, and also presence of vacant d orbitals. It can form p pi d pi and d pi d pi bond formations also. And NO2 is a paramagnetic in nature. Yes, it has a one lone pair, hence it can paramagnetic. covalency of nitrogen in N2O5. Anyhow, nitrogen covalency should not exceed 4. The maximum should be 4 only. So nitrogen N2O5 structure, if you see, then you will come to know the covalency. And this is the structure of N2O5. Here the maximum bonds around this nitrogen atom is 4 only. Any one of the nitrogen, you can see maximum 4 bonds. So here then which of the following statement wrong means first one is the wrong and these 3 are correct only. Brown ring is formed in the ring test for NO3 minus ions. It is due to the formation of, what is the chemical formula of brown ring complex? The first one. And this is called brown ring complex. This is a brown ring complex. And the oxidation state of iron in the brown ring complex is +1. This point also we should remember here. Iron oxidation state is +1 in brown ring complex. It is also very, very important. Next. Elements of group 15 form compounds in +5 oxidation state. However, bismuth forms only one well-characterized compound in +5 oxidation state. The compound is bismuth can form bismuth pentafluoride. Actually, bismuth can form very rarely +5 oxidation state. Why? That is due to the inert pair effect. Due to inert pair effect. So, bismuth can form +3 salts or +3 compounds in +3 oxidation state preferably than the +5 oxidation state due to the inert pair effect. But fluorine can excite the NS2 electrons. We have the configuration NS2NP3. The valence electronic configuration for 15th group. But when you take fluorine, it is a highly electronegative in nature. Due to the highly electronegative in nature, it can excite the NS2 electron also. But whereas the remaining sulfur, chlorine, oxygen, they cannot excite this NS2 electron due to the less electronegativity. That is why bismuth can form the oxidation state 5 with fluorine only. Bismuth pentafluoride is known. The remaining compounds are unknown. And here, on heating ammonium dichromate and barium azide separately will get. This is the preparation method for the nitrogen. Ammonium dichromate. This one. If we heat it, just we will get nitrogen. And apart from this, you will get a green color residue, Cr2O3, plus water. And barium azide, this is a preparation method of pure nitrogen. This is a barium azide. And if we heat it, just you will get nitrogen. So both the case will get nitrogen only, but here this nitrogen is a pure nitrogen. Pure form of nitrogen. Next. In the preparation of nitric acid, we will get NO gas by catalytic oxidation of ammonia. The moles of NO produced by the oxidation of 2 moles of ammonia will be. Just now we have discussed that. What is the balanced equation in case of first wall process? 4 moles of ammonia will react with 5 moles of oxygen. It will give 4 moles of nitric oxide. This is a balanced equation. So here number of moles of nitric oxide produced by 2 moles of ammonia. So 1 mole of ammonia can, here 4 moles of ammonia can give 4 moles of nitric oxide. So if you take 2 moles of ammonia, you will get 2 moles of nitric oxide only. So option A here. Which of the following oxides of nitrogen is the anhydride of nitrous acid? Nitrous acid means what? HNO2 is a nitrous acid. And this nitrous acid can be obtained if we take nitrogen trioxide and if we hydrolyze it. This anhydrolysis can give this HNO2 2 moles. So hence we can say that N2O3 is the anhydride of HNO2. Simply you can check it oxidation state. According to oxidation state you can identify very easily here. HNO2 here the nitrogen oxidation state is +3. So whenever the oxides, if you hydrolyze it, they will give the corresponding oxy acids, but the central atom oxidation state will not change. The central atom oxidation state is constant. In case of nitrogen here the oxidation state is +3. The oxidation state never change. You will get the same oxidation state. NO here oxidation state +2, so it will not match. And N2O4 here +4 and this is +5. So +5 means N2O5 can give nitric acid, where the oxidation state of nitrogen is +5. Hence we can say that N2O5 is anhydride of nitric acid. N2O4 +4, we don't have any oxy acid of nitrogen with +4, so hence it can give 2 oxides. So we can say that it is a mixed anhydride. That is, one is HNO2 and HNO3 with +3 and +4 oxidation, +5 oxidation state. It is a kind of disproportionation reaction. It will go to lower oxidation state and higher oxidation state. And this N2O4 we can call it as a mixed anhydride. It is giving 2. Mixed anhydride of HNO2 and HNO3. 32. The number of hydroxyl groups in pyrophosphoric acid. What is the chemical formula of pyrophosphoric acid? Is H4P2O7. The structure of pyrophosphoric acid is like this. We have one POP linkage here, phosphorus, oxygen, phosphorus. Now, the number of hydroxyl groups, OHs, how many we have? 4 hydroxyl groups. So, option should be 2 here. And also other point you should remember, the oxy acid which containing POP linkage. This is the pyrophosphoric acid is having POP linkage. Apart from this, we have the pyrophosphorus acid and metaphosphor, that is a cyclic metaphosphoric acid, polyphosphoric acid, they are having POP linkages. It's also very important which oxy acid they are having POP linkages. Next, silver chloride dissolved in excess of ammonium hydroxide. The cation present in the solution is. So what happens when silver chloride dissolved in excess of ammonium hydroxide or aqueous ammonia, both are the same only. We take AgCl. If we treat with ammonium hydroxide, there is printing mistake, this one. Yes, this is the ammonium hydroxide, NH4OH. That if we treat, so sometimes they may give ammonium hydroxide, or in place of ammonium hydroxide we can take aqueous ammonia, ammonia aqueous. Both are the same only, ammonia aqueous or ammonium hydroxide. If you dissolve ammonia in water, you will get ammonium hydroxide only. And here AgCl can dissolve in this ammonia solution or ammonium hydroxide. It will form this complex, diamine silver. It will form this diamine silver. Again, some other type of question we may expect here. The oxidation state of complex formed when AgCl treated with the excess of ammonia, it will form some complex X. What is the oxidation state of silver means? a silver oxidation state is +1. Anyhow, ammonia is a neutral. The overall oxidation state is equal to silver oxidation state. This diamine silver we can use in the organic reactions as a Tollens reagent. Next, 34. The gases evolved in the decomposition of lead nitrate. I think this question already came. NO2 and O2 we discussed here. Sorry, that is gases. Same question, but lead oxide. So what we'll get? We'll get lead oxide, nitrogen dioxide apart from this oxygen. So they are asking about only gases. Lead monoxide is a precipitate residue, and these two are the gases. So NO2 and O2. And we have just now we had another question, that is lead nitrate can give PbO and NO2. Up to this one question was there, but this is just little extent. Next, 35. The total number of sigma and pi bonds in pyrophosphoric acid. Just now we wrote the structure of pyrophosphoric acid. Just you can write it back again, and you can count it number of sigma and pi bonds. Now you count first the sigma bonds. Here 1, 2, and this is 3, it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And pi bonds, anyhow, 2 pi bonds are there. So total we have 12 sigma bonds and 2 pi bonds. An oxide of nitrogen X is formed when Z is reacted with P2O5 and X is soluble in water and gives Z. And which one of the following is Z? Oxide of nitrogen formed when Z is reacted with P2O5. And if we treat P2O5 with HNO3, nitric acid. P2O5 is a strong dehydrating agent. Due to the dehydrating behavior, it removes the water from HNO3. If you remove water from HNO3, you will get its anhydride. What is the anhydride of HNO3? N2O5. You will get N2O5. So this is X. And this X is formed when Z is. Now HNO3 is a Z here. Again H is soluble in water and gives X. Again this N2O5 if you dissolve in water, what you will get? We will get HNO3 back only. Why? Because this is anhydride of nitric acid. So your X is N2O5 and Z is HNO3. They are asking about Z. It should be nitric acid. The correct order of bond angles of NO2 plus, NO2 and NO2 minus. You can see the structure of this NO2 plus and NO2. We know that nitrogen has one single electron. Due to the positive charge, no electron here. You can write here double bond or single bond. It doesn't matter. And here NO2 minus, we have single electron, to that we are adding one extra electron, so it will become a lone pair, negative charge. Now they are asking the bond angles. This is completely linear, almost 180, and this is one lone pair, one electron, and here two electrons. And two electron causes more repulsions than the single electron, and here bond angle should be less, and here bond angle should be more. And in this case, anyhow, bond angle almost linear in shape, so 180. So NO2 plus is having more bond angle than NO2 and NO2 minus. So it should be the option 3. And here one more point we should keep in mind. Sometimes they'll ask you the structures also. Here NO2 plus is a linear and both are anyhow angular only. Especially about NO2. NO2 is angular in shape. That is due to the presence of this single electron. Again, sometimes they'll ask you another type of questions, hybridization. So what is the hybridization of NO2 plus? This hybridization is sp hybridization, linear in geometry. And angular, this is sp2 hybridization. And this single electron present in sp2 hybridization. And this anyhow sp2 hybridization. 2 sigma bonds and 1 lone pair, but here 2 sigma bonds, 1 single electron. That is the difference. A metal X on heating in nitrogen gas gives Y. Y on treatment with H2, this is I think H2O. So Y on treatment with H2O gives a colorless gas which when passed through copper sulfate solution gives a blue color. What is the Y here? Metal X on heating with nitrogen. Generally here they give magnesium only according to the options you can see. Magnesium if we treat with nitrogen, we will get magnesium. Nitrogen can form metal nitrides when if we treat with the metals. That metal nitride is this is Mg3N2. This is a Y here. And metal is magnesium X. And Y on treatment with H2O. Generally this magnesium nitride, if you treat with water, it will give magnesium hydroxide and releases ammonia gas. And this ammonia gas, anyhow, if you pass to the copper sulfate solution, you will get intense blue color. The intense blue color is due to the formation of tetraamine copper sulfate. At this point also you should remember. The blue color is due to the formation of this one. Tetraamine copper 2 plus ion. And sometimes this question they may ask in another manner also. When magnesium metal, if we treat with air, the same metal, magnesium, if we treat with air, it will form two compounds or X and Y. And where Y, if we treat with water, it will give convert colorless gas, a pungent odor. And that gas, if you pass to the copper sulfate solution, it will give the blue color. Again, they'll ask you what is the X and Y and so on. In case of air, air mainly contains again nitrogen and oxygen, which will form here both magnesium oxide and magnesium nitride. If you take only nitrogen, we'll get magnesium nitride, but the same magnesium if you treat with air instead of nitrogen, we'll get these two X and Y. Again Y, same reaction. Further hydrolyze it, you get ammonia, and that if you pass to the copper sulfate solution, you will get intense blue color. Which of the following are correct statements? Solid PCl5 exists as a tetrahedral PCl4 plus and octahedral PCl6 minus. This is correct. Solid PBr5 exists as PBr plus Pr minus. This is also correct. Solid N2O5 also exists like this, NO2 plus and NO3 minus. So these are in the solid state formations. They exist in the ionic forms in the solid state. So all statements given are correct. Similarly, N2O5, N2O4 also exists as like ions like this. NO plus and NO3 minus. This also you should remember. Next, concentrated nitric acid upon long standing turns yellow-brown due to. Why? Because when nitric acid can undergo exposure in presence of sunlight, this if it undergo exposure to the sunlight, it releases nitric oxide. It undergo decomposition. And this nitric oxide is a brown color gas. So this is responsible for the yellow brown to the nitric acid. So the reason is due to the presence of nitrogen dioxide in concentrated nitric acid. Why we will get this nitrogen dioxide? That is due to the when you expose this nitric acid to the sunlight, you will get nitrogen dioxide. This point also very important. So option B here. The correct order of acidic strength of oxides of nitrogen. If central atom is the same, then oxides acidic strength we can compare based on their oxidation state. Element in higher oxidation state is more acidic in nature than the element in lower oxidation state. Now you can check their oxidation state. Nitric oxide, here oxidation state +2, this is +4, this is +1, +3, and here nitrogen +5. So where +1? Here this is a +1 and 2, 3, 4, 5. So order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 nitrogen pentoxide is a stronger acid. Among all oxides of nitrogen, this is a strong acid. Anyhow, we know that N2O, NO, they are neutral oxides. It is also very important. N2O and NO, both are neutral oxides. And remaining N2O3, N2O4, N2O5, they are acidic in nature. N2O5 is a strong acidic in nature. Nitrogen dioxide is dissolved in water to produce. I think just now we have discussed that nitrogen dioxide, where the oxidation state of nitrogen is +4, and we don't have any oxy acid of nitrogen with +4, hence it can give 2 oxy acids. It can undergo disproportionation. It will give HNO2 and HNO3. Hence we can say it is a mixed anhydride. So first one, HNO3 and HNO2, both we will get it. Which of the following compounds on strong heating evolves ammonia gas? Ammonium salt. So if you heat it, you will get ammonia gas. So ammonium sulfate can give, and ammonium dichromate, this can give the nitrogen. You know that. HNO3, just now we know that it will give the nitrogen dioxide, and ammonium nitrate, it can give nitrous oxide. If we heat it, thermal decomposition. Only ammonium sulfate can give the ammonia. It will produce ammonia. The other also you should remember, ammonium dichromate, nitrogen, this is nitrous oxide, and that HNO3, nitrogen dioxide. And this also very important, the compound trisilyl ammonia is the structure and properties compared to the trimethyl ammonia. This is also very important. If you see the structures of both, nitrogen, it is attached with the trisilyl, SiH3, SiH3, SiH3. We know that nitrogen carries one lone pair. 3 bonds are there and one lone pair. Similarly, trimethylamine, nitrogen carries one lone pair. Now you compare the lone pair of nitrogen here and the lone pair of nitrogen here, the hybridization, everything. And if you see the hybridization of this trisilyl ammonia, this is sp2 hybridization. And the lone pair present here will not involve in the hybridization. Why? Because here silicon, it has vacant d orbital. Due to the presence of vacant d orbital, these lone pair involved in the back bond formation. Now there is no more lone pair in the nitrogen. So it will show a kind of double bond character you can observe. In case of trimethyl ammonia, carbon, there is no availability of vacant d orbital, and this lone pair will not involve in the back bond formation. So a lone pair will present as it is. Then this lone pair involved in the hybridization, and it will give sp3 hybridization. Now sp3 hybridization with one lone pair means the geometry of trimethyl ammonia is pyramidal in geometry. This is a pyramidal in geometry. Whereas this compound sp2 hybridization, now no lone pair, only 3 bond pairs. So you'll get trigonal planar, a perfect triangular structure. Means overall it is a planar structure. So the compound this is and planar in nature. Planar, two options are there. And next, you have to compare the basicity. Again, the lone pair in the trisilyl ammonia case, the lone pair involving in the bond formation, back bond formation, there is no lone pair available. And here lone pair available and these involved in the donation, it can act as a kind of Lewis base. It is the Lewis base. It can donate the Lewis base. Now, this is a stronger base. Now, you compare with this trisilyl ammonia. That is why it is a planar and less basic than trimethyl ammonia. This should be the correct one. So, apart from these other important points, we should remember what is the hybridization of this compound. That is sp2 and it is geometry, axial geometry, trigonal planar. And this lone pair involved in back bond formation. In case of trimethyl ammonia, there is no back bond, sp3 hybridization, pyramidal in geometry, and more basic, and this is less basic. These points are very, very important. Next, concentrated HNO3 reacts with iodine. Concentrated nitric acid can act as a strong iodine oxidizing agent. It can oxidize iodine, I2,2 iodic acid. You will get iodic acid means HiO3. You will get this one. Not periodic acid, you will get iodic acid only. This also you have to observe very carefully. It is HiO4 or HiO3. HNO3 P4O10. Just now we discussed that P4O10 is a strong dehydrating agent. It can remove the water from HNO3, can give N2O5. So it should be the N2O5. 1 mole of calcium phosphide on reaction with excess of water gives calcium phosphide, Ca3P2. And if you hydrolyze it, in phosphide we have the 2 phosphorus atoms are there, it can give the phosphine. How many phosphines? You will get 2 moles of phosphines. So here 1 mole of calcium phosphide can give 2 moles of phosphine. Option C. As molecular weight increases in 15th group hydrides, then which of the following property increases regularly? Molecular weight increases means this is from ammonia to bismuthine. Ammonia to the bismuthine, you have to check the properties. Boiling point. In case of boiling point, there is no regular trend. Anyhow, top to bottom boiling point will increase, but bismuthine, I can show the more boiling point, but then after we have the ammonia, antimony, arsenic, phosphorus. You will get some irregular behavior here. Next, melting point also not a regular order, irregular order. Thermal stability from ammonia to the bismuthine decreases, and reducing nature ammonia to the bismuthine increases. So they are asking is molecular weight increases, then which of the following property increases regularly? Which will increase? Reducing nature increases. And this is also regular property, but it will decrease. Boiling and melting point are irregular behaviors, not regular. Which of the following statement is incorrect? Each P4O10 molecule contains 16 sigma bonds and 6 POP bonds. And P4O10 structure, we discussed it already, just you can check it back. This is P4O10 structure. Sixteen sigma bonds. We can count each phosphorus. It is 4 sigma bonds. We have 4 phosphoruses are there, so 16 sigma bonds and 6 POP bonds. It has 6 POP bonds. This one is correct. Calcium oxide is used to dry ammonia, while other dehydrating agents, concentrated sulfuric acid, P4, these react with ammonia. Anyway, this is correct. So for drying of ammonia, we will use only calcium oxide, quicklime, not the sulfuric acid, phosphorus pentoxide and calcium chloride. The reason is they can form some adduct or acid-base reaction. Ammonia is a base and these two are the acids. Acid-base reaction can take place. Calcium chloride can form some adduct. Hence, this is also correct. In Ohm's signal, mixture of calcium phosphide and calcium carbide as used. Yes. And thermodynamical stability of allotropes of phosphorus. What is the thermodynamical stability of allotropes? White phosphorus is more black phosphorus is more stable than red phosphorus, then white phosphorus. White phosphorus is highly reactive in nature due to the high angle strain. Is a tetrahedral P4 with 6 pp bonds and 60 bond angle. P bond angle is 60 and highly bond angle strain that can give more reactive and less stable. This should be the correct order, but they gave here red phosphorus, they gave more. This is not correct. This is an incorrect statement. First 3 are correct statements. Next, PH3 produces smoky rings when it comes in contact with air. This is because it is burning of phosphine by P2H4. It can give that smoke screens. Reason is 4. Ammonium compound which on heating does not give ammonia. Just now we have done one question regarding that one. Ammonium sulfate can give, ammonium carbonate, ammonium salt also can give, ammonium nitrate, and this if we heat it will get nitrogen. Will give the nitrogen. Ammonium chloride again it can give the ammonia. So option C is correct here. Which statement regarding phosphine is not correct? Possesses rotten fish smell. Yes, it is correct. It is obtained in home signal by hydrolysis of calcium phosphide. Yes. It combustible in nature due to the presence of impurities of P2O4 and along with it and also one more, that is phosphorus P4, also one of the impurity. It is more soluble in water than ammonia. Top to bottom solubility of hydrates decreases. So phosphine is less soluble than ammonia. This is not correct. 54. Which statement is incorrect? Pyrophosphoric acid is tetrabasic acid. Yes, just now we have checked the structure. NCl3 and hydrolysis gives ammonia HClO. What will you get? Ammonium hydroxide and HCl. They give wrong here. NCl3 and hydrolysis can give H4OH. Cyclotrimethophosphoric acid contains 15 sigma bonds. Yes, you have to check that. The cyclic trimethophosphoric acid. This is the cyclic trimethophosphoric acid structure. we can count sigma bonds, and each phosphorus can form 4 bonds. Each phosphorus 4 bonds means 12, but extra we have oxygen, hydrogen, oxygen, hydrogen, oxygen, hydrogen plus 3. 12 plus 3 we have 15. So this is also correct. PCl5 on hydrolysis gives H3PO3 and HCl. So PCl5 can give H3PO4, not H3PO3. So this should be the wrong. So NCl3, this is also correct. I think I told you wrong. This is correct. You will get ammonia and HCl4. That's right. Why? Because NCl3 H2O here. Nitrogen is more electronegative. This is a negative and this is positive. Chlorine. In case of water, we have H plus and OH minus. Right? This negative can take the positive and the positive can take the negative one. So you will get HOCl and NH3. This is also correct. Next, 55. Consider the following statements about the reaction between copper metal and dilute HNO3. In this reaction, NO gas will be released. Yes, if you see the reaction between copper and dilute HNO3, it is there in the NCERT directly. You will get copper nitrate and from this CuNO3 2. But if they concentrated nitric acid, you will get nitrogen dioxide. You get nitrogen dioxide in presence of concentrated nitric acid. Dilute can give this nitrogen dioxide. Nitric oxide you will get with respect to the dilute HNO3. So NO gas, this is correct. It oxidizes to copper nitrate, also correct. NO is paramagnetic and has one unpaired electron in antibonding molecular orbitals. Yes, it has one unpaired electron, correct. NO reacts with oxygen to produce NO2, which is a bend shape. NO2, just now we checked the structure of NO2. And due to the presence of this unpaired electron, a single electron, it is bent in nature. It is angular shape or bend shape. And so all the statements are correct. Next, which of the following statement regarding H3PO3 is incorrect? Which is incorrect? It has its Ka value is less than H3PO2. What is the Ka means? Acid dissociation constant. If Ka is less means less acidic in nature. Yes, we have the acidity order of this oxyacids of phosphorus. H3PO2 is more acidic in nature than H3PO3 and H3PO4. Hence, it is having less acidic in nature. On heating, it gives pH3, H3PO4. H3PO3 intermediate oxidation state. Hence, it can undergo disproportionation reaction. It will give H3PO4 and pH3. It is also correct. It can be prepared by hydrolysis of both PCl3 and P4O10. Yes, this is also correct. It is formed during the reaction of white phosphorus with alkali. White phosphorus with alkali, we will get phosphine, not phosphorus acid. Hence, this is the incorrect statement. So that should be the option. Next question number 58. This one, phosphine gas is not prepared by calcium phosphide. Anyhow, we will get it. pH. This is a purification method. Phosphorus. Phosphine iodide and KOH, you will get phosphine, purified form of the phosphine. Red phosphorus NaOH solution. Red phosphorus NaOH, you don't have any reaction. White phosphorus NaOH, you will get phosphine. So here, red phosphorus to manaku, we don't have the reaction. We will not get phosphine here. A, B, D case, we will get it. Diamagnetic gas, neutral toward water is. Which is a diamagnetic and neutral. N2O is a neutral oxide. NO2 is not a neutral acidic. NO also neutral. But NO is a paramagnetic. And they are asking about a diamagnetic. This is a para and this is dia. So, Option A should be the correct. Diamagnetic gas neutral towards water. Which of the following properties common among white phosphorus and red phosphorus? There is a common insolubility in water and solubility in carbon disulfide, reaction with NaOH and phosphorescence. There is that both white phosphorus, red phosphorus, they are insoluble in water. This is common. But in case of solubility, white phosphorus can soluble in water, but not red phosphorus. Reaction with NaOH, white phosphorus can react, but not red phosphorus. Phosphorescence, white phosphorus only can show the phosphorescence, but not red phosphorus. Only the first one is a common. So these are some questions. Remaining questions we will see in the next session.